Okay guys, so in this video we're going to discuss what are the loops and how we use them and how important they are. So let's get started. I'm gonna remove all my code from here except the open and closing of PHP. So basically loops. For instance, you will gonna write a program in which you have to do one thing over and over again. For instance, printing a number from 1 to 10. How you will gonna do it? Like that, echo 1, 2, echo 3, echo 4, echo 5. Is this a smart way? Nope, it is not. So that's where the loop come in. Imagine if you wanna print a value to start from 1 to 100, you will gonna get exhausted by just copy pasting and changing the number. Now instead of all this crap, we don't have to take it, we can simply use loop. One of the most popular and most using loop is for. So let's see the syntax. For, we write like that, then we add the condition, parenthesis open, and then we have a closure. Whatever goes inside will gonna be a part of a loop. It will gonna run over and over again until this condition that we will gonna place here will get true. So let's say variable I for iteration and make it 1. Okay, then semicolon, then you tell the loop for how many iterations you want this loop to be run. So we will gonna say run it until I become less than equals to 100. Means the loop will start with 1, I will be 1. Then here we will gonna say what to do with the I every time the loop run. So we will gonna say I plus plus, another increment operator if you remember our operator class. So I plus plus means add one value into the I from the value which is already in the I. So plus 1. 1 will always be plus 1 here. If we say I plus 2, so it will be 1, 3, 5 like that. But we are saying I plus plus. So what this loop will gonna do, every time this loop run, it will start with 1, then add another one, 2, then another one, 3, another 4, and so on and so on until I become 100. As soon as I become 100, the loop will gonna end itself and the next condition will gonna run here. Let's see, br is a HTML tag. If you know already, I presume you already know that br, and we're gonna say loop is ended and next command is operated. So after this loop will run, then our next program commands or code will gonna execute. So here we will gonna say echo and br again to make it nice and clean, and we will gonna say this loop is at is equals to, and then again concatenation I. So let's see what will gonna be result. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the way until 100. And then only then this next loop, this next command is operated. So the loop is like that, it will gonna run until this condition met, and then next execution will be done. So you don't have to worry about this. It is just to explain you all the for will gonna be operated, then the next code will run. You don't have to worry about this. This is not a part of for or any loop. So let's make it simple, make it 10, so we don't have a very big list over here. You see 10. You can also run it with the decrement, and we can also go with 10 because you know in every programming language array start with 0. So even our for loop start with 0. Most of the programmers do it like that. There is no issue if you go like that or any value that you want to select, as long as you meet the condition over here. Otherwise, if the condition doesn't meet, it will gonna go countless amount of time, because loop will be running with the infinity amount of time because the condition doesn't met. This is how programming loops are designed, run until the condition met. So in this case, if we set I is equals to 2 and less than equals to, sorry, I will gonna come back to that later. This time it will start with 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 all the way. And this time it will be like less than 10. Come back, refresh. So you see it run until the 9. So this is the one part of for. You can always change the direction. You can say 10, I start with 10 and goes as long as I is greater than 0. Incrementing, we do decrement of 1. So if we run this time, you see it start with 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Now let's look at the different scenario. And here we will gonna use the nested for. Keep in mind, you can use as many loops as you want. You see the same syntax is coming here. Usually it always go with the increment, but you will gonna see some cases and you will gonna come across the cases where you have to use the decrement. So you can use as many as loops you want in your program and you can nest them as well. Like for instance, we will gonna say this is parent loop is at 1 and we will gonna add I is already taken, so make sure you do not use the same variable because it is already holding and controlling the information and data of the first loop. So here we will gonna say j is equals to 0. Let's change this back to less than equals to 10 to make things simpler for you. I would use 0, but it will maybe or maybe not confuse you, so let's stick with the 1 less than equals to 10 and j plus plus. This time I will gonna copy this, paste it here, and we will gonna say this is child loop is at j. Save it, come back and refresh. What is wrong? J, this is supposed to be j, that's why it was just keep running and running. You see, this is what happened. If you add the wrong condition, it will gonna be keep running because the loop got into a infinity condition and it will gonna run and run. You see, let's make something better here, h3, to make it look much nicer here. And as you know, we can concatenate as much text we want, so don't need to worry about that. And what I want after this loop and child loop, and I want to add simply br and this and br, so it will gonna give us a nice looking and printing. Come back here, refresh. So it is saying this is parent loop at 1. When the programs enter into this loop, it sees this command to follow, so it print this, okay, and then it start inside loop, which is a child loop, or you can call it inner loop. And by the way, as I said, you can add as many loops here as well. You can also go as nested as you want. Inside loop, inside another loop, then loop inside another loop. You can go it like that as well, no problem. So it is totally depend on what you are achieving. We will not gonna discuss that because it is a simple thing. So here is j at 1 to start, and it will gonna run until j get to 10. Then it will gonna come to this command, execute this, see the curly braces ending of the loop, and then again go back to the loop and start with 2. This is exactly what is happening here. First it see the parent loop, come here, open and start the child loop, go from 1 to 10, then see the command of this nice little line here, then again go back to the parent loop, add the 2, then come back, run all the commands, say from 1 to 10, then this line, then again go to 3 and all the way till 10. And then after, when the condition of parent loop become true, parent loop stop and print or perform all the commands that inside the parent loop, which is again from starting another loop from 1 and go all the way to 10 and then end this line. And as you can see, every time the loop runs, the parent loop runs, it again come to this, print this, and then start j as a 1. That's the initial point of for loop. Whenever it is start, it look for this initial, see, initial statement. This is also called initial statement because it only runs when the loop starts. After that, it's pretty much the game of this part, condition increment or decrement, whatever your case is. And the last part only runs this. When the condition meet, it does not increment or decrement, it just left over there. As you can see, when loop come to 10, it is stopping there, it is not adding 11. So loop is stopped there. Last first step, it only run this and also check this. For any other step, it check this and then run this. And when the very last step come where the condition meet, it only check and forget about this and leave the entire loop. So that's about it, the for loop, and we have checked how it is in the nested as well. Now I'm gonna show you one very simple example that most of the universities ask the student to print, and we will gonna print it using for loop. So let's see this. You have to make a program where you have to print something like that, or let's just go with this 5. So in the first loop or the first time when you run, it should only print 1 star. Next, you have to print 2 stars. Third line, you have to print 3 stars. Fourth line, you have to print 4th star, and then at last you have to print 5 stars. So how you will gonna make it? Simply using a loop. You cannot just print it like that, echo and 1 star, then BR and so on. So not like that. You can do it by yourself by pausing a video and get back to me, because I'm gonna just write a program here in the video to show you how we can achieve this. Alright, so here we have to print this. So we will gonna start I with the 1 and I less than equals to 5, because we have 1 2 3 4 5 line and 5 star. Same goes here. We're gonna start J with 1, and this time we cannot go with 5. Let's go with the 5 and see what will gonna happen. And whenever this is start, we want with the star and end this with the BR to have a nice line over here. So here we will gonna add a star. So what will gonna happen, this loop will gonna start, look for the initial value, go with the condition. First time it will not gonna run the increment or decrement, whatever you have. Then it will gonna right away go to this for, check initial value, which is 1, less than equals to condition, which is 5. Doesn't care about what you have here in the first step. Simply go here and print a star. This time you only gonna see a different result than this, because, and also don't forget, we are adding a line break as soon as our child runs. Let's go refresh. 1 second, what it is saying. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, we have to comment this as we have seen in our previous lecture. If you want the code to be unexecutable and still have it in the file, you just use the comments. Save it, refresh. Okay, so this is what we got, a simple box with a star, but exactly not the same thing we are looking for. Now first line we only want to print 1, so it come here, it come here, and what this loop is doing, it is static. This is static, this is static, but we have to find a way to make this dynamic, because this is the loop which is responsible for printing stars itself. The parent loop is just to make a lines. So at this stage, if you can see, our parent loop value is 1 and our inside loop value is 1, and next the value 1 and 1, and next it come here, the value of this parent become 2, and again child is still 1 to 5. It will gonna run 1 to 5, but the only value is changing is this 2. So second line 2. So what we can do here, we can say if our child loop will only gonna run as long as the number of our parent loop, which is gonna be 1. At first time it will come here, it will gonna check j is equals to 1, print 1, then come back to this and gonna check j is 1 and I is also 1. So it will gonna stop over there. Make an increment at the first time, but not with the second time. Then again go back here, first loop, add a value of 2, come back here. Now this time I is 2, j is 1 in starting, because this loop is starting, this loop is not starting, and it this time it will gonna check, okay, j is equals to 1, run this loop until j is less than or equals to 2. So first it is 1, j is 1. It will gonna come here, check j 1, which is this, less than equals to 2, correct, it is correct. It will gonna go and run this star. Then again this loop will gonna come here. This time it will not gonna check j, initial value, it will gonna check j, which is now this time is 2, and I again is 2. So j less than equals to I, which is 2. 2 is equals to 2, correct. Again go and print this. After printing, add the value 3. I mean before printing, add the value 3 and execute this. Again come back here. Because it is the third time, it will again not gonna check this initial. This time j is 3 and I is 2. It will gonna check j less than equals to I. No, it is not, because 3 is greater, nor equal, not less than. So this time this execution will not gonna run, neither this increment. And then again go back to parent. This time parent is equals to 3. I become 3 because last time I was 2. Now come back to this loop again inside, and this time j1 check 1 less than equals to 3. Yes, it is 3. Congratulations. Go inside, add a star, come back here, j now 2, because we added one increment here. J now 2, I is equals to 3, add an increment, come back here, print the value, go back to the loop, j is this time now 3, I 3, come back, print, go back here, this time 4 now. So that is what you had to do. You see, that's what you achieved. Perfect, isn't it? And now I am giving you another challenge here. Now I want you to print the opposite. I want you to print this, and also I want you to print task 1 for you, and task 2 will be even more complex, but we're gonna just sharpen you. This, I want you to print first this, write a program to print it like that. Take care for now, bye bye.